Hello, Dana Guitar Class. I hope you've had a great week. This is going to be a short video to recap a couple of things that we talked about in class today. On a technical level, we discussed a new exercise where we play all the E's on the neck, all the G's on the neck, and all the B's on the neck. In class, we only really talked about the E's, and I could see the spiraled eyeballs and the question marks floating over people's heads. I did a longer video on this. It's about reading below the staff. You really should watch it. There's a lot of information in that video. It's really like expanding the guitar into the system of how the notes are organized. But I'll recap those notes across the neck a couple of times here, slowly. Then I'll talk about a couple of corrections to some of the songs that there were some requests, like, can you do something with this song or that song? One was still DRE, and then Jeremy had a question, or wanted to hear a song, I think it was called Old Town Road, and then he alternated that to Country Roads, which I thought was sort of I don't know if there's a relationship there, but I'll talk a little bit about both of them. But first, I want to talk about all the E's on the neck, then all the G's and all the B's. I chose E, G, and B because below the staff, they are in the spaces. So an E hangs below the third ledger line, a G hangs below the second ledger line, and a B hangs below the first ledger line. In my experience, I find those notes hardest to recognize quickly. For whatever reason, C's and A's and F's, I spot them like that. I don't know, I never second guess myself, but when I see an E or a B or a G, I'm always like, oh, who knows? I could be blind. Anyhow, here we go with all the E's on the neck. We'll have the open E, that's just 0, the 12th fret of the E string, that's 12, 7th fret of the A string, 2nd fret of the D string, 9th fret of the G string, 5th fret of the B string, open E string, and 12 of the high E string. Then we do 12 again. Then we go back to 0, and 5, and 9, and 2, and 7, and 12, and then open. Open again, open, 12, 7, 2, 9, 5, open, 12, 12, open, 5, 7, that's 9, sorry, 2, 7, 12, open. Okay, those are all the E's on the neck. The next note, it hangs below the second space, and the second line hangs below the second line of ledger lines below the staff, and so this would be G, and that is 3 on the low E string, 10 on the A string, 5 on the D string, open G, 12th of the G, 8 of the B, 3 of the high E. So we'll go low E string, 3, 10, 5, open, 12, 8, 3, 3, 8, 12, open, 5, 10, 3, 3, 10, 5, open, 12, 8, 3, 3, 8, 12, open, 5, 10, 3. Those are all of the G's on the neck. The next note is B, and it hangs below the first ledger line. And it goes like this: 7, 2, 9, 4, 0, 12, 7, 7, 12, 0, 4, 9, 2, 7. Hope I make it through this. Here we go. 7, 2, 9, 4, 0, 12, 7, 7, 12, 0, 4, 9, 2, 7. 7, 2, 9, 4, 0, 12, 7. 7, 12, 0, 4, 9, 2, 7. And those are all the B's on the neck. Okay, so the next topic is going to be about still DRE, which I had put in one of my first recap videos as being something like something like that. I think 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and there we go. But apparently that wasn't the part that the person was after. There's a little synthesizer line that goes something like this. And frankly, that's kind of hard. There's no position on your classical guitar where that's going to be easy in the correct octave. It might be a little easier to play here. Whoops. But that's pretty darn hard. Now, if we did it in open position, okay, so I'll outline both of those and you can treat it how you like. Some of you have electric guitars and steel string guitars at home. In the octave that it occurs in the song, I'm playing 8, 7, 8, 10, 12, and then 7, 8, 9. So all those first notes were on the first string, and then 7, 8, 9 goes first string, second string, third string. So it's first string is 8, 7, 8, 10, 12, and then 7, 8, 9. And then the second part of it, I think it's really hard to hear both of those last notes, the last group of notes. 7, 8, 7, 8, 10, 12, and then 7, 8, 7, and that's on the first string to the second string at the 8th fret to the first string. So kind of wacky. If that's what you're after and that's what gets you going, I'd love for you to learn it. It is a little quick, might be challenging, might make you a better guitar player, who knows? Lots of things have happened by accident like that. If you're gonna play it in open position, which may be a little more familiar and easy to you, it goes, on the first string, it goes C, B, C, D, E, and then B, G, E. So that is 0, 1, 0, 3 on the B string, open E, and then open B, open G, and E on the D string, second fret. So 1, 0, 1, 3, 0 on the first string, 0 on the second string, 0 on the third string, 2 on the fourth string. And then the second half of that line is 1, 0, 1, 3, 0, and then 0, 0, 0, where it's B, G, B. I think that's what it is. That's under the... And then it picks up right there, I think. Something like that. I didn't invest too much of my life into that. Okay, so the next thing. So Jeremy, I listened to both songs. I'm familiar with Country Roads by John Denver. And I was unfamiliar with the Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus song. But I listened to it. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of both because it's because I think that Country Roads is a little tough. It has a lot of chords in it that I don't know how confident you would be in trying those just on your own. So, the Old Town Road song goes something like this. Okay, so it's like basically 4 shapes. The first shape is part of a G major chord, a G sharp major chord. And I'm playing with my index finger, the 4th fret of the 6th string. With my middle finger, I'm playing the 4th fret of the B string, the 2nd string. And with my ring finger, I'm playing the 5th fret of the G. Okay, I play it twice. And I'm plucking it all like with my fingers all at one time. You could do that, you know, kind of like in guitar class, you'd use your thumb on the bass note and then your index and middle finger, and it's free strokes. Okay, the second shape is the 2nd fret of the A string and the 2nd fret of the B string. So you're gonna be just on the inside strings on the 2nd fret. It's like a little B suspended chord. And then, so I've got my index finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and I got my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. And then for the 3rd chord in the progression, I'm gonna leave my middle finger in place. I'm gonna put my ring finger down on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, and I'm gonna move my index finger up to the 2nd fret of the 6th string, and that gives me this chord, which is part of an F sharp major. And then finally, the last chord is you're gonna play the open E, the open B, and the G sharp on the G string. So that whole progression together would be like a any excuse to get you guys to finger pick or play something. You know, like if you want to know a song, just ask me. I will try and do my best to give you something on it to get you going. At least I'm familiar enough that if you want to know more in class, ask me after the fact. Okay, so the other song was Country Road by John Denver. I encourage you to look all these songs up on YouTube. I'm sure you can hear them all. That's where I found them. So Country Roads is a classic folk song from the 70s when folk music kind of hit the pop music world. So what's gonna make this song a little bit challenging is it has an F sharp minor. And there's almost no version of that chord that's gonna be easy enough to do. But it's an A major, and it's like, just A major, then F sharp minor, E major, D, A. Then it has like kind of an extended time on the A, like maybe 6 beats. It's a little unusual. So it's A major to F sharp minor, which is basically, it's a bar chord. It's one of the toughest ones. Index finger across the 2nd fret of all the strings, and then your ring and pinky finger on the 4th fret of the A and the D string. You could just play like a regular A like we do in class. And for the F sharp minor, you can play the 4th fret of the D string and then the 2nd fret of the G, B, and E strings. Then an E major, which should be from the low E to high E, 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0 as far as the tab is concerned, but you got that chord in your book. And then a D chord, which is also in the book, and you should know it by now. It's gonna be the 2nd fret of the high E, 3rd fret of the B string, and the 2nd fret of the G string with the open D, and open A if you want. Those are all the chords in the song. There might possibly be a bridge. The chorus, I think it's, then it's A to E, F sharp minor, D, I think, A, E, D, A. So there's a little bit of a lead in to how you can play Country Roads by John Denver. There's a little bit of our Old Town Road, and then the updated version of Still DRE. And I probably have gotten it wrong. I'm just doing my best with what I got to work with, and the prominence of the musical instruments in that mix are pretty low. It's more about the rap and less about the parts. Okay, so that is gonna cover the recap for Thursday, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.